truck hates me. It hates me.
Feel like I've done this before. Probably because I did. Saving a penny, yeah. Get out on the highway, looking for adventure.
Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to the Natural Gearhead Garage. We are back on my 81 Silverado right here. And if you watched the last episode, you know that we have been riding the struggle bus trying to get brakes on this bad boy. It has been fighting us every step of the way. But in this episode, we're going to win that battle. You guys already know from watching the last episode that our master cylinder started leaking fluid out of the back of it after we already changed all the brake lines, trying to get this thing dialed in, bled the brakes, everything, come up front, and it's pouring fluid out of the back. So now we're gonna fix that with a brand new Dorman master cylinder. This is a brand new unit. It's not remanufactured, it's not rebuilt. This is brand new. So we're gonna get this on the bench bleed it, install it on the truck, bleed the brakes, hopefully have the brakes dialed in at that point so we get this out of my shop, because in about 2 days, there's a massive hurricane that's gonna go right over the top of my house, and I gotta clean up some stuff. So let's get this installed on the truck and get some brakes on this thing. Okay, a little bit of an update here. We got the old one off. If you look inside there, yeah, that is not good. You can see it's disgusting. It was leaking. Got this thing off. We got the new one bench bled. We got it installed. We got the lines hooked up. So now we're ready to go ahead and just get these brakes bled again. Hopefully the proportioning valve is still fine. We did have problems with that in the last episode. I got one coming. It's not here yet, but I have one on order. If we do have an issue, at least we're prepared and we have the part. It should be here today. But for now, let's get the brakes bled and see if we got brakes. Okay, do it again. Pump it, hold it. Okay, pump it, hold it. All right, go ahead, pump it. All right, so we got the brakes bled, and the back wheel cylinders back here out of the bleeders, I wasn't getting a whole lot of pressure. I was getting the fluid, I got air out, it's solid fluid now, but not a lot of pressure. It just didn't seem like enough pressure to actually activate the wheel cylinders. So what we're gonna do now, I got my wife up there, she's gonna throw it in neutral, we're gonna spin the wheel, have her put the brakes on, see if the brakes are actually working. So, all right, go ahead, throw it in neutral. Okay, see, okay, yeah, we can spin it all right. Okay, go ahead, put the brake on. You got the brake on?
Yes.
Yeah. No brakes. So I guess we're gonna have to revisit the proportioning valve, because we got a little bit of fluid, no pressure, and no brakes. Oh boy, here we go. So came back to the proportioning valve again, investigated a little further, found a couple things. So it escalated fairly quickly to where I just pulled out the proportioning valve and disassembled it and found some broken pieces in here. And this gasket's messed up, but it wasn't leaking. It probably messed up when we took it apart. But the brakes, were getting fluid out of the bleeder, but really no pressure out of there. We got this guy, which doesn't really look much like this guy, but it's supposed to go right in. The bolt pattern looks the same. The fittings look to be the same size, so I'm gonna jam this in, hopefully, re-bleed it again for like a third or fourth time, whatever we're at now, and get some brakes on this thing. Proportioning valve is in, and everything seemed to line up pretty good. It bolted right in. The only problem I've seen is this tubing nut is pretty rough shape from all the years of just abuse, I'm assuming. So I'm gonna remake this line also. And I got my bleeder tool in to keep this proportioning valve from shifting ways whenever we go to bleed the brakes, and then we'll take that back out, put the sensor back in when we're ready. So get this line made, installed, and we'll be on our way. Got the new line installed going to the front brake there. It comes around the front, hooks in with a clamp, ties into the proportioning valve right here at the bottom. And now we are ready to bleed the brakes again. So here we go. This is the one. I can feel it. Okay, pump it and hold it. Okay, pump it again. All right, here we go. Round 2. Wife's up there. It's in neutral. She's on the brake. Let's see what we got. Boy. This truck hates me. It hates me. All right, so, oh boy. Yep, it's raining paint on me. Okay, so new master cylinder, new brake lines, new proportioning valve. I hope we didn't get a bad part, because that's happened in the past. We bench bled it. There's no air in the master cylinder. There's no air in the lines. There's not a whole lot to the system. We should have pressure. Maybe I'll look into just changing the wheel cylinders just for the heck of it. Maybe they're frozen. Take a look at them, see what they look like. I do need to look at the pads anyway. I mean, we should still have pressure back here, but chances are if we do get pressure, the ones that are in it are gonna blow out anyway. So let's just get ahead of the game. I'll run down to the local parts store, get a couple wheel cylinders, throw in here and see what that does. All right, let's get that done. Okay, update time. Went down to the local parts house, picked up a couple wheel cylinders for $9.99 a piece, picked up a spring kit, hardware kit for some drum brakes. It's like springs and stuff like that for in here. That was $7, no big deal there. Got in here and this looks really good. It looks like this stuff has been replaced. I wouldn't say it was replaced like last month, but fairly recently with low miles. The pads look awesome, the springs look great. They're a little dirty, but that's to be expected from being inside a drum. But all the springs that I took out, I went ahead and replaced with new ones while I had them out and I had the new hardware kit. Went ahead and put those in. Got the wheel cylinder in, got the brake line hooked up. The wheel cylinders were pretty rusty and kind of crusty. The posts that come out of it, like to actuate your brakes on the sides here, they were pretty nasty. Cleaned those up on the wire wheel. Got all that stuff installed. So hopefully that part's good. I'm gonna go up to the front and that line going from the master cylinder down to the proportioning valve, I'll take that off, flush it out with some carb cleaner and some air and make sure that line's clear and we're getting from the master cylinder down to the proportioning valve. Of course, the proportioning valve's new. The lines all the way back are new. Now this is new. So we should be good. We'll throw the drum back on, bleed the brakes again, and then hopefully get it out of the garage. Okay, so we took that line off up front, going from the master cylinder down to proportioning valve. There was no clogs in it. I blew it out with carb cleaner, blew it out with air. That thing's good to go. Hooked that all back up. We re-bled the brakes. Didn't show that again because it's getting a little repetitive bleeding the brakes, let me tell you. I got my son up there. He's gonna make sure it's in neutral. He's gonna apply the brake. We're gonna see if we have brakes. There's no more air, just fluid coming out. Not a whole lot of pressure coming out. So, hey, are you in neutral?
Yeah.
Okay. I haven't put the brakes on. Go ahead and throw the brake on.
All right, it's on.
Okay. Should have brakes. And we don't have brakes again. Nope. Turn that pretty easily. Starting to see a trend here. I wonder if we got a bad part. It's happened in the past. I bench bled that master cylinder. Actually, when we had the line off, I went ahead and bench bled it again on the vehicle, hooked everything up, and then we went ahead and bled the brakes regular. And we still don't have brakes. So we have brakes in the front, so that's good, but no back brakes. So it's pushing pressure into the front, but nothing in the back. Yeah, why would it have pressure in the back, you know? Why would that, yeah, okay. Okay, so I started thinking about it, and the only thing I could think of is it's gotta be that master cylinder is just not putting out pressure in the rear brake line. We bench bled it, we bled the lines a bunch of times, changed out everything else, still having an issue with pressure. There's not a whole lot to it. Hydraulic fluid does not compress, so once you have all the air out, when you push the pedal, it should push the pressure to the back. We're not getting that. So I think it's internally bleeding. I think it has a problem inside the master cylinder. I don't know for sure, but we went and got an AC Delco master cylinder. So this, hopefully, is gonna solve our issue. So I'm gonna put this on the bench bleed it, take out the new master cylinder, put in the new master cylinder, re-bleed the brakes again, just one more time, hopefully, get pressure to the back, put the wheels back on, get prepared for the hurricane.
Oh yeah, another master cylinder. All right, let's get her on the bench here. Just clamped in here. I got my aluminum pieces on the jaws of my vise so I don't damage this cast aluminum. You always want to clamp it by the flange, not the bore, because you can actually crush the bore on the inside of this if you get it in there too tight and damage it. Pull the lid off and fill it with fluid. I'll pull these plugs out till it drains out, and that way I know it's kind of gravity bled. Throw these plugs in and then take a blunt object like so and just start working this thing about, I don't know, 3/4 of an inch to 1 inch in, and just kind of slowly push it in, come out, let it settle, push it in, and just do that process until you have no bubbles. And then we'll get it installed in the truck. Feel like I've done this before. Probably because I did. Get the little plugs out of my way. And just used another bottle of brake fluid. Gonna have to buy stock in SuperTech brake fluid, because we've gone through a lot. Saving every bit of fluid we can. 25-cent syringe from the yard sale. Coming to good use, finally. All right. Saving a penny, yeah. Got good drippage on both. Get these bleeder plugs installed. Getting one step closer, yeah. What's better than replacing a master cylinder? Doing it twice, oh yeah. Get out all the bubbles. Let that sit and air out a little bit. Do it again. Oh, this takes forever. We're still getting air bubbles. You know what's great about working on trucks from the 80s? It's like they didn't know if they wanted to go standard size nuts and bolts or metric. So they were just kind of feeling it out. So these are standard 9/16. These little fellers, 15 millimeter. You know what I mean? It likes to keep you guessing. So that's always fun. It's always adds a little excitement. Do-do-do. Yes. Yep. Should screw right in there. Okay. Okay, go ahead, push it. Okay, let go. Push it again. Okay, so we got the new master cylinder in the drain pan and the new master cylinder. You see me install it, bleed it, put it on. We had him push the brake, crack the line, made sure it's completely zero air in there. Now we're gonna bleed the brakes one more time and hopefully get some back brakes on this thing. And if the back brakes start working, we'll come back, bleed the front again just to make sure. Get this thing out of my shop. Okay, pump. Pump it again. Keep pumping. We're getting pressure. Hold it. Ton of air, dude. Oh yeah, it's starting to work. Let me know when you get her pumped up. We're definitely getting pressure now. Finally. Okay, pump it. Pump it. Oh yeah. Pump it again. Okay, so where we're at now, we got the drums put back on. I adjusted the pads in there. Just got done bleeding all the brakes, you saw that. So we did have a little more pressure coming out of the bleeder, so that's a good sign. So in theory, we should have brakes now. But that's been the theory the entire time, and it hasn't worked. Okay, we're able to move everything. So we're in neutral, we're good to go. Okay, go ahead, apply the brake. Oh yeah. Yep. Woo! We got brakes. That is what I'm talking about. All right. Now we can put the tires on and move. Oh, you know what? Let's go check the front. Got so excited about the back brakes working, got to recheck the front, make sure it still works. All right, so we're free. Give me some brake. All right, let go. Yes. So this, in the beginning, was frozen. I don't know if you remember that in the last episode, but now this is working great. The backs are working great. I just got to take that little tool out of the proportioning valve, put the sensor back in, plug that back in, put the wheels back on, pull it out, make sure it actually stops the truck, not just by turning it by hand. And I'm pretty sure I won't have to burn the truck down now. So, all right, that's a good sign. If it weren't for trucks, we wouldn't have tailgates. Now we're talking. Just snug. That's all you need. Not too tight. Yeah, way too tight. All right. Oh, perfect. Well, you could set my truck on fire, roll it down the hill, and I still wouldn't trade it for a $2 bill. All right. Yeah, yes. Out the way, baby. Get this thing out of here. Well, there's something women like about a pickup man. We'll be ready for a test spin. All right. Now, it's hard to believe you're still thirsty. You drank 2 gallons of this stuff. Oh. Get out on the highway. Looking for adventure. Woo! Fires right up. We got brakes. Oh man, they feel good too. Little bit of thunder, racing with the wind, and the feeling that I'm under. Hope I don't get stuck in the yard. Hurricane rains have already been soaking the yard, so. We're running a Nitto 555 on the back, so it's basically a cheater slick. Not a whole lot of traction or bite back there. Let's go down here and do a little brake check. A little bit of speed. And, oh yeah, brakes are dialed in. Do one more little speed check. It's not pulling no more, which is good. That means that brake's not sticking. It's driving nice and straight. Gonna really get on them here and see what it does. Oh yeah. Whoops. Forgot a bunch. Got a bunch of trash in the back of the truck. Yep, brakes are working. All right, she is stopping great. So now all we gotta do is figure out how to get some power to this thing. We'll begin somewhere. I mean, it's got a little power. It's got a little bit more power. I went there with HP tuners and played around a little bit. Got a little more out of it, but still not running correct. So we'll probably change the fuel system completely because the old tank looked disgusting. So that one probably is too. So we're gonna wrap the video up right there. I appreciate you watching. One more piece of the puzzle finally solved on this bad boy, and we got some brakes on it. I am super excited about that. All we had to do was change out all the brake lines from the front of the vehicle to the back of the vehicle, out to the axles, the wheel cylinders, the master cylinder twice, and a proportioning valve. But hey, we got all new stuff in there now, and we got great brakes, so whenever we finally do get this thing running really good and get a little bit of power to it, we can actually stop the thing. Just whoa, you know what I mean? So super excited about that. So please like, share, subscribe, all those YouTube things. That really does help out the channel, and we'll see you in the next video.